Happy Groundhog Day, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great Groundhog Day so far, and as well as a great start to your day. And today is February 2nd, 2025, and in today's forecast, we're going to be talking about an extreme storm that's going to be coming to the United States as we get into Wednesday and as well as Thursday of this week. And this is going to be bringing a lot of impacts. Not only are we going to be seeing the potential for some big time severe weather, but this could also be bringing freezing rain, heavy snowfall, and we could even be seeing more of that by the time we get into the middle of our February. So we will need to be watching all that very closely as we will continue to keep you guys up to date with the latest. But if you are new here to the YouTube channel, or if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button as we upload every day on this channel, and make sure to check back often for updates as we will do more videos due to this storm system looking quite extreme. So consider subscribing so that way you guys don't miss out on any future videos or live streams that we do on this channel. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share this video with any friends, family, or anyone who you know on social media. Make sure to do that, and I definitely appreciate it. And let's get right into today's forecast. But let's first start off by taking a look at the future radar, and as you guys can see, we will be tracking some pretty good storms around out here in the west, as we will likely be seeing very heavy snowfall across the higher elevations there in California, and also a lot of rainfall, as that will likely be ongoing for the next couple of days. And I know I didn't point that out, but now that it is ongoing, I just wanted to remind you guys that we do have a pretty good atmospheric river event ongoing out there to the west, which will continue for days of snow and heavy rain. And after that, we then start to get some pretty good storms developing over here across the Ohio Valley and as well as the Midwest, including snowfall on the northern side of that system that could impact the Great Lakes region, and as well as the upper Midwest with not only freezing rain and heavy snow, but we could also be seeing that across the mid-Atlantic, and we could even be seeing some pretty good severe weather across the Ohio Valley and Midwest. And here's what it looks like when we look at your chances for severe weather. You guys can see how we're going to have a lot of that energy surging on in from the Gulf of America, and this is definitely going to be bringing our chances for not only severe weather, but also some pretty good freezing rain up there to the north, as we will likely have a lot of moisture to work with. You guys can see that those 60-degree dew points will likely get as far north as the lower Ohio Valley, but we will still have enough moisture to definitely keep that winter storm ongoing as you get up there into Michigan and Wisconsin. That will be as we get into Thursday of this week. And not only your moisture and energy, but look at your guys' wind. If we take a look at every single part of the atmosphere, you guys can see how those winds stay above 50 knots. This is definitely pretty strong, guys. We definitely got to watch this very closely, as I do think the wind is definitely going to be a big player in our severe storm threat. And so we will need to be watching this closely by the time we get into Wednesday and as well as into Thursday of this week, which we could be seeing severe weather and a lot of freezing rain and heavy snowfall up there to the north. So we will watch it very closely for you as we get into mid to late this week. And then after that, and as we get into this weekend and into the beginning of next week, which will be for your Sunday, February 9th, you guys can see how we will be tracking potentially a similar storm system around that could bring a lot of freezing rain and heavy snowfall to the northern United States once again, especially the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region. But look at this, guys. We see a similar thing where we see another big surge of energy surging on up into parts there of the lower Ohio Valley, and we even see more moisture with the system as those dew points are actually showing a little bit more green. Now, even though that moisture won't make it as far north, when you get to where the highest moisture is, you're definitely seeing a little bit more moisture than what the model was showing with the system that is expected to occur on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. And we're looking all the way out to Sunday of next week, and you you guys can also see how we will have a lot of wind still in the atmosphere by the time we get into Sunday, February 9th, where all parts of the atmosphere are actually going to contain a ton of wind, and it looks like the higher parts of the atmosphere are actually going to contain even more wind, which does indicate your chances for tornadoes once again. So we will need to watch this very closely over the next few days to see what Thursday and Wednesday of this week look like, but I also think we will need to be watching Sunday, as I do think severe storms are definitely looking likely. And if we compare that to the Canadian model, you guys can see that the Canadian model does show the same thing as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of this week, as we do see some pretty decent energy trying to surge on up there from the Gulf of America, and then we might even get another surge of energy as we get into Sunday, which it does show that, just doesn't show as much energy, which means the Canadian model does not agree with a big time severe storm threat like what the European model agrees on, but we are still at the point to where things are going to continue to remain a little uncertain. But once again, though, I think we got some pretty good model agreement on what we could see as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. It's just that the GFS model does not show that energy gain as far north as what the other models show, which means chances for thunderstorms would mainly be staying south of the Midwest, which is kind of crazy given the fact that the other models showed that. So I would probably consider the GFS model an outlier by this point. But once again, though, who knows exactly how it will play out. But I definitely do think severe storms are definitely going to be possible, as even the Colorado State University agrees on severe storms possibly ongoing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and as well as Saturday of this week, and even into the beginning of next week perhaps. So we will need to watch all that very closely over the next couple of days, and especially Wednesday and Thursday, where confidence is definitely growing quite a bit. So now is a good time to be on high alert and be paying attention, as we do have some pretty good agreement on us getting some severe storms. It's just that how intense they will be, how much energy and moisture and wind shear will we see to be exact. It's just going to be very questionable at this point. But once again, we are at the point where we still could be seeing some severe storms, so we will definitely watch it closely for you. And then after that, and as we take a look at the future radar, you guys can see that after that system heads out, we will then start to get maybe another big winter storm ongoing across the areas a little farther down to the south. Now, like I said in the last video, which was yesterday evening, winter is not over, guys. Winter is not over, and even though models have been showing signs of winter being over during the past few days, they're actually now wanting to roar winter right back to life and potentially bring another big time winter storm to the lower Ohio Valley and as well as the Carolinas by the time we get into Thursday, February 13th, and then possibly another big winter storm rolling on through, which could be like a squall line of snowfall potentially. So something to keep an eye on, like I said, but we are at the point to where things are going to continue to remain uncertain whether we will get another winter storm or not. But from what we know so far, though, it definitely does look to be on the concerning side of things, as not only will we be seeing the chances for severe storms this week and into next week, but we will also be seeing some more chances for winter storms and perhaps some severe storms as we get into the middle of February and maybe even into the end of February, which we will watch closely. Now, the other thing I want to look at is going to be our temperatures. If we look at our temperature anomaly, you guys can see how that warm air is just going to continue to stick around for as long as it can across the southern part of the United States before another big cold shot rolls on through, as you guys can see. If we compare that to the European model, by taking a look at its temperature, you guys can see that the European model actually shows much more warm air across the United States before a little little bit of cold air does try to work its way on down, but you guys can see how that warm air is just really strong and able to bring even warmer temperatures to the Ohio Valley and Midwest. And that does not stop as we even get another big warm air surge by the time we get into the beginning of next week. So from what we saw so far, it looks like this entire week is definitely going to be on the warmer side of things. And even as we get into the beginning of next week, which will be on Sunday, February 9th, and then possibly a shot of cold air rolling on through, but it looks like that warm air is just ain't gonna stop. So we will need to watch it closely, as things are definitely gonna be on the concerning side of things. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Consider subscribing to the channel, as our next goal is to try to reach 2,000 subscribers before the spring, so that way we can really go live more often. And once again, it really does help out the channel a lot, which I really would be happy about it if we could really try to reach that before spring. So consider subscribing to the channel, as we will also keep you updated with the latest, and so that way you guys don't miss out on any future videos or live streams that we do on this channel. And consider clicking that notification bell because of that, and also make sure to give this video a thumbs up as well, and those definitely are appreciated. And I hope you guys all have a great Groundhog Day. I will announce on my community post if we saw an early spring or not from the groundhog prediction, but who really knows exactly what it's going to predict, because I kind of want to say there's a 50-50 chance about the groundhog predicting an early spring or the winter, as it does looks like we could even see a few peaks of sunshine. So we will see what happens with the groundhog, but like I said though, it's kind of gonna be surprising to see what it shows, which either way I will announce on my community posts if we are gonna see an early spring or a later part to the winter or not. And so make sure to do that, and I hope you guys all have a great Groundhog Day, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.